Right now, live on 5, new information in the brutal attack of a local mother at the Metro Parks. Just released details about what police are saying about the suspect.
Also, deadly tornadoes ravaged the Midwest. The story of why one destroyed town may never rebuild.
Well, the rain is going away. The sun is shining for a lot of you. Will the warm-up follow? My Power 5 forecast tells all.
And the first family's weekend wedding. We'll take you behind the scenes of Jenna Bush's nuptials. Live on 5 starts now.
Now, with breaking news, Power 5 weather, and the largest investigative team, this is News Channel 5's Live on 5, on your side.
Oh my God.
Station in the Midwest and the South with more than 20 people dead from a series of killer tornadoes. And gray skies over northeast Ohio as the Power of 5 tracks more rain here. Good afternoon, I'm Lee Jordan.
I'm Leon Bibb. Rain washed about just everything out of Mother's Day. Now more rain is on the way, so let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Mark Johnson, seeing it first with the Power of 5.
Well, here's the good news. Most of the rain is gone. Take a look at our Power of 5 live Doppler network radar. See if you can see the raindrops. We got 5 live radars that are seeing raindrops right in here. Couple of sprinkles just to the east of Akron. Could be a sprinkle right up here near Twinsburg. A sprinkle over Alliance in the Canton area. Again, maybe right over the Portage Lakes and Canal Fulton. You're looking at a couple of sprinkles. That is it for the rain shower activity, folks. How do I know that? Well, let's widen out our view here and we'll show you. Look at that. Whoa, where's the rain? It's well off to our east in Pennsylvania. East Coast still getting slammed with some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. But for us, improving conditions. We're seeing some sunshine poking through the clouds now. But look off to the west. Chicago, St. Louis, Cincinnati. They are looking at sunshine now, and that is headed our way. So will the sun bring the warm temps back? And we're tracking more thunderstorms as well. We'll have the complete extended forecast Power of 5 version coming up.
Thank you, Mark. There are new developments this afternoon in the attack of a local mother while she walked her dog. Over the weekend, the woman was hit with a rock. Today, a suspect faces charges after being captured in a wild 3-city chase. News Channel 5's Tracy Carlos is live on 5 at Metro Health Medical Center. Tracy, how is the woman doing today?
Well, Leon, as you said, she is here at Metro Health Medical Center, and she is in critical condition in what police say is a medically induced coma. Now, the suspect was arrested after a high-speed police chase in the victim's car, and it is caught on tape. Police say 39-year-old Todd Torek is behind the wheel of this stolen red Pontiac Vibe early Sunday morning. He led police from at least 6 cities on a high-speed chase that lasted 90 minutes. Part of it is caught on dash cam from a North Olmsted police cruiser. Watch as the driver heads the wrong way on Great Northern Boulevard, narrowly missing unsuspecting drivers in oncoming traffic. But that's not all he's accused of.
Torek is a career criminal, with arrests dating back to when he was 18 years of age.
Police say Torek brutally beat 52-year-old Siobhan Ecclestone in broad daylight Saturday afternoon while she walked her dog at a Parma park. She was found by campers unconscious with her dog nearby on an access road at Camp Corday. Parma police say she was beat repeatedly with a 20-pound rock.
In like 35 years of doing this, it was probably the worst one I've seen.
Police say Torek approached several people at the park Saturday claiming to be an undercover police officer, something they say couldn't be further from the truth. He has a rap sheet several pages long.
He's been arrested numerous times. He has done major time in prison, and he was eligible for parole. So he violated his parole last time. He was arrested. He did another 2 years, and he was let go on parole again. It just so happens that he's a career criminal, and he's going to continue doing crimes.
Torek had been out of prison just 10 days when police say he randomly attacked Ecclestone. Tonight, he's back behind bars facing several charges, including attempted murder. Now, police say along with Ecclestone's car, her purse, wallet, and cell phone were all missing. They are still looking for those items. Her dog is back with her family tonight. And police say although they are still looking for the 2 men who were in the car with Torek yesterday morning, they do believe that he did in fact act alone. Reporting live in Cleveland, Tracy Carlos, News Channel 5.
Well, he sounds like such a bad guy. Tracy, do investigators believe that robbery was the motive for the attack? You indicated they said it was random.
Right. They do believe that it is randomly, and at this point they're not giving us an indication of a motive. Perhaps they don't want to jeopardize the case, or they are still investigating at this point.
All right. Tracy, thanks very much. We just checked with Metro Health Medical Center officials who say a Lorain County woman is now in fair condition after being attacked and shot last week at a Lorain County Metro Park. 25-year-old Matthew Plass is behind bars charged in that attack. An update this afternoon on a missing Parma teen. Haley Smalser could be home by tonight after being found over the weekend in Chicago. The 15-year-old was picked up at a bus station. Her mother reportedly left this morning to pick her up. Investigators have not said what the 15-year-old girl was doing during the 2 weeks she was missing. Charges today against a former local teacher accused of having an improper relationship with a student. John Bacho pled not guilty this morning. Tens of thousands of people in Maryland and Delaware are without electric power following heavy rains and widespread flooding.
The weather has forced dozens of people from their homes. The water continues to rise. There have been reports of basements collapsing under the weight of the water and the mud. Many roads are closed because of the high water. Crews are using boats to ferry out the people. Up to 5 inches of rain fell across the mid-Atlantic since yesterday afternoon, and another half-inch more is possible in some areas. As the mid-Atlantic states deal with high water, the Midwest is cleaning up today following a series of deadly tornadoes. More than 20 people were killed across 3 states. One entire town was leveled. The damage is so bad, residents in northern Oklahoma are debating whether they should even rebuild. ABC's Carla Wall is in Pitcher, Oklahoma, with continuing coverage of the tornado destruction.
In Pitcher, Oklahoma, 69-year-old Gilbert Breidendorf searches through the rubble of what used to be his home. There's a picture of his granddaughter, but not much else.
I wanted to cry, I wanted to just sit and cry is all I wanted to do,
Residents try to console each other. The tornado, an E4, the second highest, tore homes from their foundations and tossed cars like Tinker Toys.
Oh my God.
A storm chaser captured this video of the twister as it flattened the town, killing 6 people. Sally Lane took refuge in her bathtub.
I just kept praying, oh God, please help me, please help me.
The storm headed east to Missouri, where it tore a mile-wide path of destruction, killing 15 more. As many as 16 tornadoes churned through North Carolina, picking up homes and shaking up residents.
When I seen the trailer go up in the air, I thought we was gone.
There were 66 twisters just this past weekend, more than 630 so far this year, a near record.
2008 has been a big year in large part because the atmosphere has simply just brought the ingredients together more often than normal.
In Pitcher, scientists are now testing the air for lead contamination. The tornado blew dust off these mountains of mining waste which has rendered the town a Superfund site. The government has been in the process of buying out residents. That will continue. Officials say it's unlikely the town will be rebuilt. Carla Wohl, ABC News, Pitcher, Oklahoma.
Stay with News Channel 5 for continuing coverage of the killer storms. Later, live on 5, we'll head back live to Pitcher, Oklahoma for the latest details on that storm and what residents there will do next. Well, a world away, relief crews are bound for China to help with the massive destruction from this morning's earthquake.
Nearly 9,000 people are dead, thousands more trapped under the rubble of the earthquake, which hit the central part of the country. And it is tough for rescue crews to reach the hardest hit area of China, surrounded by hills and mountains. 80% of the buildings were either damaged or destroyed, including at least 5 schools. Aftershocks were felt thousands of miles away, forcing people to take cover wherever they could, including underneath office desks. The first relief planes are on the ground in Myanmar, bringing desperately needed supplies to an area devastated by this month's killer cyclone. Water, food, blankets, and mosquito nets are now being handed out to survivors. Nearly 32,000 people were killed and 30,000 remain missing. For a while, Myanmar's military government stopped any relief aid from getting to the country.
I'm Health Team reporter Alicia Booth with new information in the fight against Alzheimer's, what scientists are now saying about a way to prevent the debilitating condition.
Also, many of you head to the gym to get healthy, but are you getting the most of your exercise? Later on Live on 5, we're going to find out if you're wasting your workout.
And sunshine on the way via the Power of 5. Take a look at it, moving in steadily from the west. Is it going to linger? Plus, will it warm up? It's going to feel more summer-like. My Power of 5 forecast, seeing it first coming up.
You're watching Live on 5 with Leon Bibb, Lee Jordan, and Power of 5 meteorologist Mark Johnson on your side.
I'm Danita Harris. Coming up new at 6, this is a shocking statistic. The #1 killer of teens between the ages of 16 and 19 is car accidents. Coming up at 6, we'll tell you about a program at one local high school designed to keep teen drivers safe and alive. Plus,
this is clearly the worst case scenario. I am going to be held responsible.
This is troubleshooter Joe Paganakis. What you need to know before you co-sign on anything. Coming up on News Channel 5 at 6.
There's no money.
We'll have those stories and much more tonight at 6. Leon?
Thank you, Danita. We'll be watching. Well, Cleveland sports fans are getting more than their usual fill tonight with both an Indians doubleheader and a Cavaliers playoff game, both of them at home tonight. News Channel 5 reporter John Cossack is live on 5 at Gateway with a look at the flow of traffic tonight. John, it's a big night.
I tell you, Leon, it's very exciting. It's a rare trifecta. For the first time in 10 years, the Indians have a traditional doubleheader on the very same night the Cavaliers are playing a home playoff game. We're looking live at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. A good flow of traffic here this evening, despite the fact that we got the Indians crowd still arriving as the work crowd is looking to leave before the Cavaliers crowd comes down for that 8 o'clock start. Saturday night, we also had the Indians and Cavs in action with about 60,000 people between the two. The staggered starts that night made for a smooth entrance and exit for fans. The difference tonight may very well be because of the doubleheader. The Indians' second game could be ending around the same time as the Cavs. Now, as a result, everyone may be looking to leave at once, so it could make for a slow go going home, but it really is an exciting night to be a sports fan in downtown Cleveland. On your side, reporting live at the ballpark, John Cossack, News Channel 5.
Yeah, especially since it stopped raining and the sun came out, right?
We'll take it.
Thank you, John. There is trouble today for something that some of you might have. Southern Ohio vendors now face charges for selling fake designer purses. Police in Monroe, just north of Cincinnati, confiscated hundreds of these fakes during a couple of weekend raids. About a dozen vendors are now in custody and could face federal charges for selling Prada, Louis Vuitton, and Chanel knockoffs. Oprah Winfrey is at the Cleveland Clinic right now, but not for any health issues. The Queen of Talk is talking about leadership. About 400 tickets were handed out mostly to clinic employees, but Oprah did not want any media there, so we don't have any pictures of this event today. A zookeeper in Toledo is recovering this afternoon after being attacked by a tiger.
The tiger reached through a double mesh barrier and clawed the worker in the chest. The employee was making normal rounds before the Toledo Zoo opened yesterday morning. The worker had been in the area before, reportedly without any problems. Zoo officials are now looking at whether changes need to be made to the tiger exhibit.
There is some new information out today about lowering the risk for Alzheimer's, and my health team partner Alicia Booth is here now with that, something that will affect all of us one way or another.
Absolutely, and experts predict that in the next 2 years, there will be 500,000 new cases of Alzheimer's disease in this country each year. Studies have suggested that people who take anti-inflammatory painkillers have a lower risk of dementia, so doctors set out to see if giving these drugs to high-risk patients could actually lower their risk for the disease.
Research shows that inflammation in the body can damage cell function, and people with dementia often show high levels of inflammation in their bodies. Doctors wondered if blocking inflammation with painkillers like Celebrex and Aleve could reduce cell damage and prevent dementia. They tested the theory in a study of more than 2,100 older adults at high risk for Alzheimer's disease because of a family history of the disease. About 900 took a placebo, while the rest either took Celebrex or Aleve twice a day for about 3 years. Results showed no protection of mental function for people taking the anti-inflammatory medications. In fact, those who took Aleve performed slightly worse on mental tests than those taking the placebo. Researchers plan to keep following the patients to see if benefits to the drugs emerge over time, but right now they say the painkillers cannot be recommended to reduce Alzheimer's risk. Experts say the best way to reduce your risk is to treat your brain well.
And that would include exercising and eating a healthy diet, not smoking, and keeping brain cells firing by reading, doing puzzles, and performing other mental activities. Well, there's a big study coming out of Harvard this afternoon. It shows that as air pollution rises, so does the risk of deep vein thrombosis. DVT is a dangerous blood clot in the leg. And researchers also found that increases in pollution caused increases in measures of blood clotting. The authors suggest that if this link is true, it means deaths from air pollution have been underestimated. Also, of course, if it's true, we could be paying a lot more attention to the quality of our air.
Now, coming up tonight at 11, you have a story about a problem that many women have to deal with.
Yeah, this has a lot of interest among women. Women especially who have lost their sex drive, which is especially difficult when it seems sex is everywhere you look. You're supposed to want it. This can hurt marriages, too. For some, it happens for no reason. For others, menopause may be the culprit. Well, there's a new drug being tested right here in Cleveland that's already shown to boost a woman's sex drive. We're going to show you how to sign up for this trial and what researchers are hoping to prove. That's Sex Gel Test tonight at 11. Men, of course, have Viagra, and this country is seriously behind European countries in finding something to help women who have libido issues.
And the research is ongoing here in Cleveland.
That's right. So it's an opportunity for local women to get involved.
Right. Alicia, thanks. Leon?
Well, the BlackBerry is one of the world's most popular devices. Now get ready for a new one. The new one is the first major new BlackBerry in more than a year, called the Bold, or 9000. It is twice the screen resolution, meaning a sharper display. The device also has more memory and stronger Wi-Fi capabilities. BlackBerry makers have not said when the new device will be available, nor have they said how much they will cost. But AT&T is the exclusive carrier.
Well, we had kind of a dreary Mother's Day and a dreary start to the work week as well.
And chilly, too. Temps are in the upper 40s in a lot of spots right now. So
mothers had to use the old umbrella.
Yeah, Mother Nature wasn't real happy with us for some reason on her day yesterday. Let's take a look now at our Power of 5 live Doppler network radar. The good news is most of us dry. The bad news is a couple of sprinkles still left over, and we can see them with Power of 5 because we got 5 radars looking at raindrops from all angles, and here they are. Couple of sprinkles right along I-77, right out of Akron, down to the city of Greene, into North Canton and the Canton area, and then over just to the south and east of Canton, a couple of sprinkles over Bolivar as well. That is what's left of our rain shower activity. Anywhere from a tenth to as much as a half an inch of rain over the last 36 to 48 hours area-wide. Let's widen out our view just a little bit. More rain off to our east. That's the big weather system. Let's go to our big board weather maps now, and we'll show you that pinwheeling low pressure counterclockwise circulation continuing to move off the Atlantic coast. In the meantime, we've got high pressure to look forward to. It is back to our west in Illinois and Indiana. It's going to quickly move in overnight tonight, clearing out our skies. But with temps falling to near 40, with the dew points right around 40, we could see some patchy, dense inland fog by tomorrow morning's commute. What else do we have to show you? I'll show you here. 54 degrees, chilly in Cleveland downtown. This is the warmest we've been all day thanks to a little sunshine overhead. 53 Berea, Lakewood at 51, Mayfield 54, all via the McDonald's neighborhood temperature map. There's Canton, 49 degrees right now with a couple of showers around. 51 Dover, New Philly. Warming up off to the west where the sun is shining. And temps are going to get warmer tomorrow. Wait till you see how warm. 54 degrees with partly sunny skies downtown. A north wind at 14. 51 Akron, a cloudy sky, and a north wind at 8. Once again, seeing the clouds erode away thanks to double-barreled high pressure here. It's going to slowly move in tonight. We get a warm front pulling north of us tomorrow, and with the high pressure sitting on top of us and actually hedging a little farther to the east during the afternoon, I think temperatures should climb into the middle and upper 60s. Not too shabby. Cloud cover basically goes away here via the precip cloudcast. As far as temps, lows tonight right around 40, some areas in the upper 30s, but a quick recovery by 9:30 tomorrow. We're already in the upper 50s. Here's your forecast. 53 for the PM rush. By midnight, we're down in the 40s and a wake-up temp near 41. Some inland areas a little cooler than that, but notice the skies clear out. Patchy, dense fog tonight. 67 Tuesday, showers and storms Wednesday afternoon near 70, and then 60s with some wetness through the weather weekend. Let's go back to the desk.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Devastation and destruction across the Midwest and South.
One town wiped away from 175-mile-an-hour winds. Just ahead, live on 5. We're live in one of the hardest hit areas and why people there might not rebuild.
Plus, shocking developments concerning O.J. Simpson and his ex-wife's murder. Why one person says the former football great did it.
Hillary Clinton is expecting a win here in West Virginia tomorrow. Coming up next, live on 5, why even a big victory may not be enough to save her campaign.
I will be seeking the nomination of the Libertarian Party, for which I'm a proud life member.
We're 6 months away from the presidential election, and today you can add another name in the race for the White House. Former Republican Congressman Bob Barr is throwing his hat into the ring. Might be the 12th of May, but there are big happenings today in the presidential campaign.
Indeed, there are, Lee. From Bob Barr's just announced candidacy to Barack Obama, today surging past Hillary Clinton in the race for superdelegates, and another key primary tomorrow, West Virginia. And that is where Samantha Hayes is, live on 5 in Charleston, West Virginia. We'll say hello to you, Samantha.
Yeah, hello, Leon. Polls here indicate that Hillary Clinton will win in the state tomorrow, and probably by a big margin. But with Barack Obama surpassing her in the superdelegate count, her hopes for winning the Democratic nomination are slipping away.
Hillary Clinton isn't ready to give up on the Democratic primary fight, and neither are the people of West Virginia.
It's not over until it's over, I guess, and we're going to enjoy this primary tomorrow, and I'm sure the other states will enjoy theirs, and then we'll see what happens.
Polls here show Clinton with a wide lead over Barack Obama heading into tomorrow's voting as her populist pitch connects in a state with a struggling economy.
I think one of the jobs of the next president is to get Americans to believe again that our future will be better than today and yesterday. That if we start doing what we're supposed to do to solve our problems again, there is no limit to where we can go.
Campaigning here in Charleston today, Obama recognized his opponent's strong support.
I understand that many more here in West Virginia will probably support Senator Clinton.
And focused his attacks on Republican John McCain and his continued support of the war in Iraq.
It's time to stop hiding the full costs of this war. It is time to honor the full measure of sacrifice of our troops and to prepare for the costs of their care.
Well, Barack Obama used to trail Hillary Clinton in superdelegates at one point by 100 superdelegates. But today, with the addition of Maine Congressman Tom Allen, Barack Obama has now surpassed her in that category. In Charleston, West Virginia, I'm Samantha Hayes, News Channel 5.
Still ahead on Live on 5, a part of today's postal rate hike you haven't heard about.
A chilly overnight, but then a warm up on the way. We'll detail that next half hour.
We've got your exclusive backstage pass to the Chronicles of Narnia. Which musters up more muscle, you or the equipment? See what's best for your exercise routine so you don't waste your workout. It's all still ahead on Live on 5.
Now, with breaking news, Power of 5 weather, and the largest investigative team, this is News Channel 5's Live on 5, on your side.
While other states clean up from tornadoes and severe flooding, Northeast Ohio deals with cooler weather and lots of rain. Well, you may not have liked what the weather was yesterday, but we consider ourselves somewhat lucky.
We have continuing coverage of those deadly storms that hit parts of the U.S., but first Power 5 Chief Meteorologist Mark Johnson looks at another change in our forecast.
All right, the good news is the rain is pretty much gone except for a couple of spots. Take a look at our Power 5 live Doppler network radar. The latest imagery showing low pressure just off the east coast right here. Excuse my penmanship. It's going to be moving off rapidly to the east, taking all of this wraparound rain with it. That's going east as well. In the meantime, as we zoom on in, we can see the only real rain activity that we have is right around the Canton area. There it is. Just some light sprinkles and rain showers along that I-77 corridor, stretching down into Carrollton, between Carrollton and Dover, New Philly. And that will soon be exiting the building as well. In just a couple of hours, it'll be gone. A clearing trend, a warming trend, but will it last through the weekend? You may not like the news coming up in my extended forecast. Stick around.
Thank you, Mark. Well, tonight, crews are assessing the damage done by a deadly tornado that passed through several states. The storm that moved through northeast Oklahoma and southeast Missouri this weekend was about 300 feet wide. At least 20 people are dead. We have continuing coverage on the series of deadly storms, and we now join ABC's Carla Wohl, who is live in Pitcher, Oklahoma. Good evening, Carla.
Good evening, Lee. It's just a scene of utter devastation here in Pitcher. You see this car behind me just flipped over on its head. Residents are really telling some amazing stories about how their cars were picked up and put down 2 blocks from where they were parked. One man said that his daughter's house was picked up by this 175-mile-an-hour wind and tossed 3 blocks away. Now, unfortunately, his daughter was one of the 6 people who were killed here in Pitcher, but his grandson miraculously survived.
Sure.
I'm not hearing you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Carla. Let me try that one more time. I don't think my mic was up. Can you explain why FEMA is not likely to be offering assistance to people to rebuild there in Pitcher, Oklahoma?
Sure. Pitcher is a Superfund site. There are actually these mountains of mining waste located around the town, and the tornado churned up a lot of that dust, and so they're actually testing the air right now for lead contamination. But the residents, the government had been offering these residents buyouts. They want them out of this town. It's not safe environmentally here. They say they will continue to offer buyouts to these residents whose homes were destroyed, and that likely they will not be offering aid to rebuild the town.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on immediately around you right now?
Well, what you have is residents being allowed back in today, and they are searching through the rubble, trying to find anything they can. There really isn't very much, Lee. I mean, this storm was so strong it just stripped the trees of bark and leaves. They're finding small things. They're finding pictures. I heard a big hooray a while ago. A woman found her mother's purse, and now she's looking for her jewelry. It's these little mementos they're going to find. Not much big left behind.
Right, heartbreaking stories there. What help is being offered to people there in Pitcher today, Carla?
Well, again, they're just coming in. They're all staying at shelters. The Red Cross is here offering help, and FEMA is going to be making a tour of the area tomorrow. Again, they won't be offering assistance to help them rebuild, but there is talk that they will speed up the offers to buy out their homes so they have money to relocate.
All right, Carla in Pitcher, Oklahoma. Carla Wall, thanks very much. Leon?
It is a big night downtown for Cleveland sports fans and anyone trying to beat the crowd and get home as well. The Indians are in Game 1 of the doubleheader, and the Cavs are at home with a playoff game. Well, News Channel 5 reporter John Kosick is live on 5 at Gateway with a look at how things are moving during this very busy rush hour. Hello again, John.
Hey, Leon, for only the 4th time in the history of this ballpark, we have got a traditional doubleheader tonight. That's a 2-for-1 as a result of that rainout. But as you mentioned, it happens to come on the same night the Cavaliers got a home playoff game. And as a result, we got a lot of traffic down here. We're looking live at Carnegie in Ontario. Good flow as the Indians are midway through that Game 1. As a result of all this activity, though, the parking is at a premium. Anything in or around Gateway going to run you about $20–25. So if you have Cav tickets and you're going to shell out that kind of money for parking anyway, may as well come down a little early, pony up a little bit more, and taking a little Indians game first. RTA, though, that's going to be your best bet for getting down here with additional trains to handle the volume before and after the game, both of which should wrap up around 11 o'clock tonight. But it really is an era of excitement down here because of the fact that we only see about 4 or 5 times during the course of a year where we have both teams playing at home, throwing the doubleheader on top of it, and you're talking about a lot of people. Reporting live downtown, John Kosick, News Channel 5.
Okay, John, thanks very much. Well, many commuters will be saving some on gas money by using a new part of the Euclid corridor this week. The RTA formally opened the East Cleveland section of the ongoing project this afternoon. Several local leaders were on hand as the RTA unveiled their new changes to the Windermere Rapid Station on Euclid Avenue.
It is a News Channel 5 red carpet exclusive.
Straight ahead, we'll go behind the scenes of the newest Chronicles of Narnia movie and hear from its young stars.
Also, we will find out if you are wasting your workout, what you need to know next time you step inside a gym.
Oh, you got to look hard to see the rain that's left over. There we go, down into the Canton area. Is there more rain in your future? Plus, how about a warm weekend? Be nice, wouldn't it? Find out in my Power of 5 extended forecast.
The next installment of the Chronicles of Narnia is just days away from hitting the big screen, and film critic Jim O'Brien has an exclusive interview with 4 young actors.
The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, is the sequel to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Here's Jim O'Brien's interview, a News Channel 5 exclusive.
I think it's time we found out what went on here.
William Moseley returns as the eldest of the Pevensey royalty in the Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, rated PG from Disney. William is part of the original cast in a new film that feels very different from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
You may find Narnia a more savage place than you remember. This one, in my opinion, it seems a much more
adult.
Do you see it that way?
People always talk about the emotional and the physical aspect being bigger, but I think the comedy is actually better as well in this film. So I think, there's, all sorts of adult things to be looking out for.
All that you know is about to change.
In my next exclusive look at the Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, I'll talk with Anna Popplewell about getting to play romance on screen with the new Prince Caspian.
I don't remember any ruins in Narnia.
I wonder who lived here.
I think we did.
On your side, 4-5 at the movies. I'm Jim O'Brien.
A former friend of O.J. Simpson says he is finally coming clean.
What one man says really happened to Nicole Simpson and how he helped the former football star during his trial.
Plus, ice cream lovers, listen up. You may not be paying more for your favorite flavor, but our consumer alert could leave you feeling a little frosted.
And weather-wise, rain's going bye-bye, clouds are going with it, and we're going to see some sunshine, but are warmer temps in your future as well. Find out in my Power of 5 forecast.
It has been horrible. There was no life insurance. There's no money.
I'm going into the leasing office to see if I can get some answers. This is troubleshooter Joe Paganakis. What you need to know before you co-sign on anything.
This is clearly the worst case scenario.
Coming up on News Channel 5 at 6.
A former pal of O.J. Simpson is coming forward with his story about a possible murder confession. Memorabilia dealer Mike Gilbert says Simpson confessed to killing his ex-wife while O.J. was drunk and high on marijuana. Gilbert says he also gave the former football star suggestions on making his hands bloated so they would not fit in those notorious bloody gloves. Gilbert has a new book in stores today called How I Helped O.J. Get Away with Murder.
All right, Steve.
And finally, it appears the Paul McCartney-Heather Mills divorce is on track. A judge in London granted the former Beatle a preliminary divorce decree. If no one objects, the divorce will be final in 6 weeks. Mills gets $47 million in the settlement and keeps custody of the couple's 4-year-old daughter.
Tonight, the President and First Lady have finally lifted the veil just a bit on their daughter Jenna's wedding. Jenna Bush and Henry Hager exchanged vows Saturday in a ceremony at the family's Crawford, Texas ranch.
Just as the vows were exchanged, the sun set over our lake, and just a special day and a wonderful day, and we're mighty blessed.
200 guests watched the ceremony and then danced the night away to the music of a funky rock band. The couple will honeymoon in Europe before returning to their home in Baltimore. You can see a complete slideshow of the happy couple and more wedding pictures by logging on to newsnet5.com, and they are beautiful. Speaking of newsnet5.com, today's a very special day. Our website turns 10 years old. The World Wide Web was still very young in 1998, but on May 11th that year, News Channel 5 became the first TV station in Northeast Ohio to create its own website. Today, hundreds of thousands of people log on to Newsnet 5 each month for news, weather, sports, and entertainment. We're very proud of Newsnet 5 and the people who work so hard to keep it going. Remember that Newsnet 5 is always on with the latest details on any story you're looking for.
Maybe it's tied to the Newsnet 5 celebration, but stocks got off to a good start on this first trading day of the week with the help of falling oil prices and a rising dollar. The Dow gained 130 points to end the day. The NASDAQ Composite rose 42 points, and the S&P 500 surged 15 points to end the day at 2488. getting less of your favorite summer treat, and there's more than just stamps on the rise of the post office. On Your Side consumer reporter John Mallory has details on those stories and more. It is today's Consumers Alert.
We all know that the price of almost everything in Northeast Ohio grocery stores is going up. And if it's not going up, then there's a good chance you're now getting less for your money. Case in point, ice cream. The website mouseprint.org shows the new Edie's Grand on the left, the old Edie's Grand on the right. The new one's shorter and less. Look at Breyers. You get less in the new container on the left than the old container, which was 1.75 quarts on the right. We're seeing lots more of this, and it's harder to spot unless you see the old container in the store. Manufacturers blame the soaring cost of eggs, ice cream, transportation, you name it, it's up. At the post office, meantime, they're not shrinking the size of stamps. They're just making them more expensive. You may now know that the cost of a Forever stamp is up a penny today from 41 to 42 cents. That's not a big deal until you check out some of the other rates today. What hasn't been publicized is that the price of a priority.
Talking.
He's still talking, but we're here. The bottom line is the mail stamp has gone up to 42 cents today.
Yeah, everything's more expensive and you're getting less of it.
Yeah, so what's new?
Except from Mark Johnson.
Or for the price
I'll let
of
you
one,
take that one.
for the price of one, you get 5 Doppler radars. So that's why we call it the Power of 5. They're looking for raindrops. Take a look now at our Power of 5. We're seeing cloud cover slowly decreasing as low pressure pulls off the East Coast. We're seeing some sunshine coming out in downtown Cleveland and especially west toward Toledo and Findlay. Quite a bit of sunshine poking through the clouds. And this is high pressure out here. Sunshine galore, and that is going to come our way for tomorrow. In fact, a nice little warm-up with the sunshine tomorrow. Now, we still have a few raindrops we want to tell you about here. Power 5 showing you right here between Akron and Canton and over toward Canal Fulton. Let's zoom on in. Light rain showers and sprinkles right here and right along that I-77 corridor right here from Canton up into Uniontown, the city of Greene, into downtown Akron. Just a sprinkle, a brief light rain shower for you. And the movement is toward the south and toward the west, believe it or not. Those showers are going to fade away very quickly over the course of the next little while, and everyone should share in clearing skies. Let's go to the big boards and take a look at what else is going on outside. 54 degrees, partly sunny downtown. There's that north wind keeping us cool. 29.90 is the barometer. 51 in Akron, cloud cover, lots of it out there. North winds at 8, 29.88 is the pressure there. McDonald's neighborhood temperatures. 57 Norwalk. This is where the sun has been shining for a little while. Notice they're warmer. 53 Hopkins, Hudson at 51, Jefferson 53. We got 51 Dover, New Philly. 49 the Akron Canton Airport and at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. A little chill in the air for early to mid-May. Here comes high pressure. That's what we're watching. Low pressure pulling off the East Coast. There's the rain, and it goes bye-bye as well. Watch the high move in for tomorrow. Sets right on top of us. Bright sunshine, quiet winds, and beautiful temps, warming right back up into the middle and upper 60s. Tonight, chilly, 41, clearing out. Watch out for a little patchy inland fog as you begin your Tuesday. 67 Tuesday, bright sunshine, nice. 65 to 70, depending on how quickly the rain arrives Wednesday. Looks like it'll be during the afternoon with showers and storms. A cooler Thursday near 60, 61 on Friday. Now here comes the all-important weather weekend. Well, unfortunately, Saturday, well, it'll be mild. That's okay, 65, but there'll be some rain showers around during the afternoon. Again, when you don't want it. You want a nice dry weekend. Sunday, 67 degrees with scattered rain showers, and then back down to 62 on Monday. This isn't a bad thing that we're not at 80 degrees. It's a little too early for that heat. That intense heat for the plants and the ground and the earth. So
well,
this is
okay.
okay.
It's nice to have some true spring weather before we transition to that.
After the winter we had, we were always looking forward to a little sunshine and a quick start to spring, but spring is sometimes reluctant.
Spring takes its sweet old time. And by the way, we have sunshine right here with you two.
Oh, right. Yeah. Hey, any guess on Memorial Day yet?
Memorial Day looks like it's going to get warm as we head toward Memorial Day, like 80s.
We're finally getting there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent, especially around the grill. It's going to be really warm
That's
there.
really warm. Don't
really
back up
warm.
on
It might
that grill.
burn your burgers.
Okay, don't back up there.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Well, the Cavs could tie their series with the Celtics tonight. We'll look at the matchup tonight at 6 o'clock. Also at 6, we're going to tell you about a local high school program designed to keep teenager drivers safe.
But first, live on 5, a workout that allows you to see fat-burning benefits for hours after you finish. That's next.
Well, when it comes to exercise, for many of us, just finding the time to do it is a challenge.
So you definitely want to get the most out of your time investment, right? You might be surprised to learn that if you're relying on machines to get you fit, you're probably wasting your time.
Sleek machines, lots of reps, engineered to make working your individual muscle groups a little easier. They've been a standard for the fitness industry for decades. But sitting down to get your workout might not be giving you the workout you think it is.
The leg extension machine, a longtime fixture on the resistance circuit, is a great example of what I'm talking about. It basically trains you to be good at this, which when you think about it doesn't have a whole lot to do with what you actually do with your legs.
Machines like this are very important if, say, you're in a rehabilitative setting and you need to work a specific muscle group or a joint, or perhaps if you're just getting started. It's an easy way to go from machine to machine and get into a habit. But what we're moving to is what we call functional training.
Nate Turner was Lance Armstrong's strength and conditioning coach and now trains athletes at peak performance in Broadview Heights. He knows a lot about functional training,
which is basically training that involves multiple muscle groups, lots of joints, keeps you on your feet, and has a lot more to do with how we live our daily lives.
Even the Cleveland Gladiators arena football team is using functional training concepts, which employ simple devices like resistance bands, free weights, and balance balls. The dumbbell chest press he shows me could replace several machines for the chest and back.
There you go, I got you.
Okay.
All right, that's a good spot. Now let's take the hips up a little.
Okay.
Good. So instead of us being on a bench that's supporting you, you're now the bench, right?
Okay.
You're going to have to do the work to stay stable in that position.
Right.
All right, now let's take the dumbbells and turn hands down towards your feet. Good. And I want you to come up and together. Good. And down and out.
Key values to keep in mind for functional training stress that you keep moving through your workout and stay on your feet. Mix things up to have more fun.
Told you it was fun.
It can also make a big difference to go for shorter, more intense workouts as opposed to longer, slower workouts.
If I took you upstairs and put you on a treadmill or the elliptical for 20 minutes and varied the intensity and made you go really hard and then recover and really hard and then recover, you'll burn calories during the workout, but after the workout, for as long as even 24 hours, your metabolism is struggling to get back to normal. And you're burning a lot of calories from fat during that period that the long, slow treadmill workout just wouldn't have asked you to burn.
That's right. You'll continue to see fat-burning benefits for hours after you finish your workout. Now that's a fitness investment that'll pay you some real dividends.
So now we need 50 more of those.
Right. You're funny.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
He wasn't
Very
joking.
impressed. Oh.
But it makes sense, you know, you stay moving, you stay on your feet, and it's just really going to pay off overall for your fitness.
Yeah.
Just after the little demonstration he did with me, you know, we worked together for about half an hour, 40 minutes a day. I was sore for 2 days.
It's those
just from demonstrating with the weights.
It's those 50 reps.
Doesn't say a whole lot, does it? Yeah, we're working on it.
You keep working at it. 50 reps a day. Okay. With the strong one here, I'm Leon Bibb. That's it for Live on 5. We thank you for watching.
News Channel 5 at 6 starts right now.
Now, with breaking news, Power of 5 weather, and the largest investigative team. This is News Channel 5 at 6 on your side.
You're looking live at the Q. Can the Cavs reign again on the Boston Threes party? And parents and grandparents of teenagers, a must-see. Learn how one high school is teaching teens to be safe on the roads.
Look, I don't want your sorrow. I don't want your sympathy. This is no place for sorrow, sympathy, or mercy.
A victim's father explodes during the trial of former firefighter Terrence Huff. Good evening. I'm Ted Henry. We begin tonight with a News Channel 5 exclusive.
I'm Danita Harris. Tonight, a former Cleveland school's teaching assistant denies she has a criminal past, including prostitution and sexual assault. And get this, she's back in a classroom working at a daycare. Chief Investigator Dwayne Pullman broke this story. He joins us now, and Dwayne, a lot of new developments in this case.
Absolutely. Since I broke this story, Georgina Agosto resigned as a teaching assistant at Collinwood High School. Agosto, who now works at that daycare center on the east side, says all of this is a case of mistaken identity.
After weeks of trying, I finally caught up with Georgina Agosto, working here at the Catherine R. Tyler Daycare Center on East 105th.
I spent a lot of money trying to clear myself, and all I want to do is be left alone.
How'd they get this wrong?
I don't know. I just want to be left alone.
Just a month ago, Agosto was a teaching assistant for special ed students at Collinwood High School. The schools confirmed then a criminal background check showed prostitution in Washington, D.C. and sexual assault in Atlanta. Agosto says it's all a case of mistaken identity.
You're saying that I didn't do anything wrong. You have no criminal past.
Well, I don't, and there it is there, proving it.
It is a document Agosto showed me, but would not provide a copy of. She says she got it from the Washington Police Department, and it states she has no criminal background in D.C. So what about the alleged sexual assault in Atlanta?
Were those wrong too?
Yeah. Those are wrong too.
But the Cleveland Metropolitan School District is standing by its findings. In a situation like this, school spokesperson Ben Holbert told me, we rely on the information coming from the highest source, the FBI. We deem the information to be accurate. Added to that, Holbert says the only official response from Agosto came just a week ago when she handed in this, her resignation. She was given the opportunity to formally refute the findings, Holbert said, and did not.
Obviously, there's a lot at stake here. Right now, tens of thousands of other employees of Cleveland Public Schools are getting the exact same FBI background checks. By the way, I called the director of that community daycare center and asked if he checked Miss Agosto's criminal background. So far, he hasn't returned my calls. Obviously, I'll continue covering all the developments. Danita, Ted.
Thank you, Dwayne. The man accused of brutally beating a Strongsville woman Saturday and leading police on a high-speed chase in her car Sunday is locked up tight tonight. Police say Todd Torok is driving the stolen Pontiac Vibe here when he leads police from at least 6 communities on a 90-minute-long chase. Watch as he heads the wrong way there on Great Northern Boulevard, just missing unsuspecting drivers. Parma police say Torok is a career criminal who randomly attacked 52-year-old Siobhan Ecclestone while she was walking her dog at the West Creek Reserve picnic area. She was found nearby unconscious. Police say Torok was in the park posing as a police officer.
Information discovered through our investigation reveals that Torok was in the park as early as 9:30 a.m. that morning, approaching several walkers, identifying himself as the undercover police officer, and requesting a ride from them.
You got to be careful. Police say Torok was out of jail for just 10 days when he beat Ecclestone. She's now listed in serious condition. Meanwhile, a woman attacked and shot in the back in a Lorain County metro park remains hospitalized tonight. A Wellington man, Matthew Plus, is charged now with attempted murder and kidnapping.
The prosecution in former firefighter Terrence Huff's trial is expected to wrap up its case tomorrow. Huff is charged with killing 3 people and injuring 2 others over fireworks noise last 4th of July. News Channel 5's Bob Jones joins us now from the newsroom. And Bob, more dramatic testimony today from a victim's father.
That's right, Tanita. Some of the most powerful moments of this high-profile murder trial happened today when that grieving father was called to testify.
Just like this did.
The courtroom was extremely tense as Roland Feichner, the father of murder victim Jacob Feichner, testified. Prosecutors asked Roland to identify the defendant, Terrence Huff.
Do you see Mr. Huff in this courtroom today?
No. I can't look at him. How many deputies you got here?
Prosecutors say Huff was so angry over July 4th fireworks that he shot and killed Jacob and his 2 friends, Catherine Rosby and Bruce Anderson. Roland testified he feared Huff even before the shootings, calling him hot-headed and aggressive.
Spoke with inflection in his voice. Do you understand? He spoke with inflection in his voice when he talked to me.
Roland's life has been very difficult. His wife was murdered in 1991 after someone threw a rock from an overpass and it crashed through her windshield. And Mr. Feichner also lost friends while serving in Vietnam.
All of that pales in comparison to the aggravating circumstances surrounding Jacob's death. The yeah,
And when the defense cross-examined Roland, there was this heated moment.
Truly, truly sorry for your loss.
Look, I don't want your sorrow. I don't want your sympathy. This is no place for sorrow, sympathy, or mercy.
Homicide detective Jeff Sampson showed the jury the fireworks that Jacob and his friend shot off that night. The detective said the fireworks were not high-powered. And Sampson also said 11 guns were taken from Huff's home. 2 were loaded. And the prosecution is expected to rest its case tomorrow morning, and the defense says it will call 3 or 4 witnesses to the stand. There is no word yet if Terrence Huff or his estranged wife will testify. Live in the newsroom tonight, Bob Jones, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Bob. A former Strongsville teacher says he's not guilty on charges of having a sexual relationship with the 17-year-old student. John Baco was arraigned today for sexual battery. He resigned his teaching position after the allegations were brought to light. His bond was set at $10,000.
Just heard Mark hooting and hollering because the Indians are doing pretty good right now. Tonight is a busy night downtown Cleveland. The Cavs, first of all, look to tie their series against Boston, and the Tribe in the middle of a doubleheader and doing well. And all that could add up to a traffic nightmare. News Channel 5's John Kosick joining us now downtown live. Any traffic headaches at this hour, John?
No, and the funny thing is, Ted, this little trifecta here, the first ever in Cleveland history when you consider a 2-for-1 back-to-back doubleheader and the Cavs game, may actually be helping the flow of traffic the way it all played out here tonight. As you take a live look at Carnegie in Ontario, it's a good flow of things, but the fans that began arriving for the Indians game around 4 o'clock, they started coming in before that game one got underway, and they've been trickling in ever since. The Cavs, well, they don't tip off until 8, so those 20,000 fans won't be here until the evening rush is pretty much over. The problem will be parking. Get ready to shell out premium prices around Gateway, $20 to $25 a spot. RTA remains your best bet, with the extra trains being added on for after the games, both of which should be ending around the same time. That'll be your headache tonight around 11 o'clock. Reporting live in downtown, John Kosick, News Channel 5.
Traffic looks pretty light to me, John.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's take a quick look inside the queue right now. There we go. The Cavs hoping to tie their series with Boston at 2 games apiece. Rise up, Cleveland. Tip-off set for 8 o'clock tonight. Sports Director Andy Baskin will be previewing tonight's big matchup just a few minutes from right now.
It's time to rise up. I think they're going to do it, Ted. I think so. Well, coming up, we're going to take a look at the Cavs player who's key to a win. And guess what? It's not LeBron.
And find out how a new device can teach kids the real effects of drinking and driving, a combination that can kill.
This is clearly the worst case scenario. There's no money.
This is troubleshooter Joe Paganakis. What you need to know before you co-sign on anything. Coming up.
And we're tracking a few leftover showers on the Power of 5. We've got sunshine and warmer temps on the way, but will they linger through the weekend? Find out in my exclusive extended forecast coming up.
You're watching Live on 5 with Leon Bibb, Lee Jordan, and Power of 5 meteorologist Mark Johnson on your side.
I want you to think about this for just a minute or so. It's a shocking statistic. The #1 killer of teens between the ages of 16 and 19, you probably guessed it, car accidents. But as News Channel 5's Lorna Barrett reports now, the goal of a rather unique program at one particular high school is to keep teen drivers safe and alive during prom and graduation season.
Give some gas. If it was any harder than that, I probably couldn't control it.
Eric Phillips has had his driver's license for 2 years, but he and these seniors at Garfield Heights High School had a hard time controlling this, a DUI simulator.
The DUI simulator shows what it's like when you get behind the wheel after having only 1 drink.
Careful, now you got to turn here.
Just 1 drink can slow your reaction time by 0.7 of a second, enough time to cause an accident that can injure or kill someone.
It shows you that you can't drink and drive and think that everything's going to be okay.
Even 1 drink will affect how you drive, and just better to stay clean and drive safe.
And that's the goal of the Looking Out program at Garfield Heights High School, to teach teens about safe driving and making smart decisions, especially during prom and graduation season. Brad Romano is the program advisor.
Decisions are important, and that they're making good decisions and smart choices, not only at the functions that they're at, but then after the fact of who they get in a car with.
The Looking Out program is sponsored by the Erie Insurance Group.
Parents can tell their teenage son and daughter all day long not to drink and drive, but when you hear it from another teenager, it'll have a bigger impact.
That was startling. You don't expect it.
And hopefully experiencing what it's like to drink and drive will have a big enough impact to save lives. Lorna Barrett, News Channel 5.
Pretty impressive. Thank you, Lorna. By the way, the DUI simulator is operated by the Pennsylvania DUI Association in partnership with the Erie Insurance Group.
Well, Ted, it's a problem many women face, and tonight at 11, we're looking at a possible solution. It's women who've lost their sex drive. For some, it happens for seemingly no reason. For others, menopause is the culprit. There's a new drug being tested right here in Cleveland that's already shown to boost a woman's sex drive. The Sex Gel Test, tonight at 11. And all this week on Good Morning Cleveland, News Channel 5's Joy Benedict is taking us behind the scenes of Wheel of Fortune. Did you know the wheel itself isn't as big as it looks? It's only about 5 feet across, but it weighs as much as a small elephant, 2 tons. Joy goes behind the scenes with the crew tomorrow, so make sure you watch Good Morning Cleveland starting at 5 a.m.
I wonder whoever came up with that analogy. It weighs as much as a small elephant and 2 Volvos.
2 tons. Well, coming up, we're going to go back to the queue, and the question is, can LeBron break away tonight? We'll have more in sports. And Mark will have this week's updated forecast. We want to know when the temps are going to go up.
And before you ever are asked to sign for something, we're going to tell you what you need to know before you pick up that pen. And then tonight at 11, 2 women, 2 separate random attacks at local parks. What can you do to keep yourself safe the very next time you go for a walk or a bike ride? Find out at 11.
Another section of the Euclid Corridor is now open. RTA formally opened the East Cleveland section of the ongoing project this afternoon. It includes changes to the Windermere Rapid Station on Euclid Avenue. And this is good news if you drive West Market Street in Akron. The Akron Beacon Journal is reporting that construction there should be completed by June, which is 4 months ahead of schedule. All lanes may even be open by the end of this month.
If a loved one came to you and asked you to co-sign a loan or a lease, would you do it? Many of us probably would help in some way, but keep in mind there are big responsibilities and potential problems with co-signing. Just ask an Aurora woman who turned to News Channel 5's troubleshooter, Joe Paganakis, who helped her out of her co-signing crunch. Joe.
That's right, Ted. Julia Culberson tried to rescue her mother from financial hardship, co-signing on a lease here at the Liberty Hill Apartments located in the city of Solon when tragedy suddenly struck. She was left with a $3,000 bill in back rent, causing Julia to write, "Joe, please help me. I never thought this could happen to me." Julia Culbertson had a very close relationship with her mother, Carolyn Snyder, a caring mother who was always there for her children and grandchildren. So when Julia's mother asked for some financial help so she could live here at the Liberty Hill Apartments in Solon,
of course I co-signed for her because she was my mom and I wanted her to live in a nice place. And I never thought that she would die.
That's right. Sadly, Julia's mother passed away at the age of 59 from a massive stroke, just several months after Julia co-signed on this lease at Liberty Hill.
When they got back to me, they said that because my name is on the contract, that I am going to be held responsible to complete the lease term unless they are able to release the apartment.
Since her mother passed away with no means, Julia would have to pay 3 months' rent and was also ordered to give back $560 in discounts because of the unfulfilled contract. Well, I decided to take the case because if Julia paid the remaining months on the lease, she would complete the contract and should be able to keep the $560 in discounts. All right, here we are at the leasing office for the Liberty Hill Apartments in Solon. I'm hoping I can get some answers for Julia Culbertson. Well, just a day later, Liberty Hill management was extremely receptive to the situation, quickly finding another person to rent Julia's mother's apartment. Now, even though Julia co-signed on the contract, she would not have to pay for the 3 months' rent because of her mother's sudden death. Julia saved more than $3,000 and learned an important lesson.
If you're going to co-sign, make sure that you understand what if worst case scenario happens, how will you be held liable? And this is clearly the worst case scenario.
Okay, so read the contract carefully before you co-sign so you fully understand the liability you're accepting, and keep in mind in some cases you can actually negotiate the terms of your co-signing with an apartment management company if you feel the terms are unreasonable. Now, if you're dealing with issues, simply call the troubleshooter hotline or log on to newsnet5.com and fill out the troubleshooter complaint form. Ted, Danita, back to you.
Thank you, Joe. And thank you, Mark, in advance for whatever you bring us.
Thank you.
Yes,
You're welcome.
we'll receive whatever you have to say.
Well, you know what? It was a cool, murky May day, but we've got some better news in our extended forecast. The question is, are we going to keep the sunshine and dry weather and warm weather through the weekend? Hold on for that one. Right now, Power of 5, live Doppler network. You know what? You need 5 radars looking for these types of raindrops because they're little tiny things. They're small. We can see them here. Let's zoom on down. Yeah, we're seeing some light rain from the Akron-Canton area. Akron down just to the west of Interstate 77 into downtown Canton. A couple of spritzes finally fading away just out of Apple Creek. As we move on over to the west side, just out of Willard. See how small they are? Couple of sprinkles, but the Power of 5 got them right there. Couple of sprinkles could be possible over the next little while coming across Lake Erie down over to the islands, but that will be about it. Oh, by the way, did you see the pollen count? 416. That's considered high, but compared to where we've been in the thousands grains of pollen per cubic meter, a little bit better. This cool air really isn't doing its job. The rain shower's not doing their job, washing the air out as much as we need it. Again, rainfall has pushed off, for the most part, to the east, well off to the east, and now we're hoping the cloud cover does the same thing, and it is doing it. Downtown Cleveland is very, very sunny in a lot of spots. Let's go to the big boards. Show you 55 degrees, the warmest we've been all day, thanks to a little sunshine out there. This is downtown. It's a little cooler Berea to Lakewood, lower 50s there, mid-50s Mayfield. How about 49 in Akron, thanks to the sprinkles? Same story Canton, 48 degrees, upper 40s with the rain showers. But as you head west, the sun is out here. Toledo's at 57, Findlay's at 57, Marion, creeping up there, 54 degrees. I think tomorrow everybody's going to see abundant sunshine, and we will be in for temps rising through the 60s. Good news there. 55, partly sunny downtown, a north wind at 13. Is that cool? Lake breeze coming on shore, reaching all the way down to the Akron area. 49 degrees there with a couple of sprinkles being reported downtown. High pressure, that's what we want to see. Low pressure pulling off the east coast now. Rain showers going with it. Here's the high. Watch it come in. Sits right on top of us through the day tomorrow, bringing us abundant sunshine and warmer temps. Should creep up middle and upper 60s area-wide. Low pressure just coming on your screen there will arrive most likely late Wednesday, and that'll bring with it a round or two of showers and thunderstorms. 41 tonight. Mostly clear. Watch out for some patchy dense fog as you begin your day away from Lake Erie. 67 Tuesday. Woohoo! Mostly sunny and warmer. Rise up. Here we go. Wednesday, front comes through. Showers, thunderstorms in the afternoon. We'll go 65 to 70 depending on how fast the front comes in. Cooler Thursday and Friday, and notice mild Saturday and Sunday, but we get more rain in the forecast through the weather weekend. Rise up, Ted, Danita.
Good night for Cleveland. To stand up, Cleveland, and bark like a moon dog, Mark.
He's barking.
He's barking, all right.
Oh, man, it is a big night for the Cavs.
Sports Director Andy Baskin down at the queue right now. I hope you have at least one rabbit's foot in your hand. We need luck tonight.
We don't need luck. Come on. We just need good basketball. It's not only rise up, it's rise up and defend. We'll talk about that when we come back in sports.
Now, the Toyota Sports Report.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Q. Game 4 between the Cavaliers and the Celtics. And one thing that nobody wants to think about is a Cavalier loss tonight. They do not want to go to Boston on Wednesday night trailing 3-1. So we've got to hope that we see the team that showed up here in the third game of the series where the Cavaliers were able to take down the Celtics. So what Cavaliers team is going to show up tonight? The Game 3 team that knocked the Celtics silly, or the Game 2 team that struggled on the road? But it's not just the Cavaliers, it's the Celtics too. They have really struggled on the road. They are 0-4 in the playoffs. Big Z says the Cavs have to keep the pressure on tonight.
And obviously Boston has not played well on the road in the playoffs, but it's just such a good team that they have, and they won so many games. You know, sooner or later they're going to figure out it, and you know they're going to have a good game on the road. So, you know, we got to be careful. I think it's going to be a key game in the whole series.
Now the big question is tonight the night that LeBron James breaks out and scores 30 or more points? The Celtics have held LBJ to 15 points in Game 1. and 21 in game 2, as LeBron is shooting just 22% from the floor in this series. And as you know, LeBron was the NBA regular season scoring champion, so he's averaged about 30 points a game. So we'll see if that's the kind of LeBron we see tonight. Let's bring in Terry Brooks. Terry, what are you going to be watching for in tonight's game?
Well, outside of LeBron waking up, wakey, we got to hope that the Cavs keep feeding Big Z. Now, Z has been the only Cav who's been consistent in all 3 games in this series. He's been knocking down his jump shot, creating space for everyone else. The Cavs have to keep the big guy in it. Also, in game 2, the Cavs were able to take advantage of fast break points and score before Boston's defense set up. They've got to keep that up. And finally, Andy, they've got to find the hot hand. Wally Zerbiak, Delonte West, Boobie Gibson, or all of the above have to knock down some 3 balls. What you got?
All right, you watch for those 3 things. I'm going to watch for these 3 things. The Celtics were successful in game 1 and game 2 because of guys like Rajon Rondo and Sam Cassell. Guys you don't expect to step up, but they were able to step up at home. So hopefully if the Cavaliers can keep him in check, or those guys in check, they'll be in good shape. Now, watching LeBron, that is a no-brainer to see how he does. But the last thing I want to talk about is the Chalupa factor, scoring 100 points. The Cavs are 4-0 when they score 100 points in the playoffs. They've won 7 straight when you go back to the regular season if they can hit the century mark. All right, T, there's also stuff going on today. Across the way, there is a twin bill between the Indians and the Blue Jays, and they are playing as we speak. Game 1 just about to wrap up, and it's been a great day for Asdrubal Cabrera. He hit a 2-run homer in the 7th. He really needed to come up with a big hit lately. He has been slumping. Fausto Carmona is still in the game, so let's see if he can go the distance. Indians are winning 3-0 in game 1 of a doubleheader. So tonight at 11, we will talk Indians and we will talk Cavs as well. It's going to be a big night down at Gateway Plaza. Rise up, Ted, Danita.
Rise up. Yeah, watch for Boobie. He's going to be huge.
Yes.
Tonight's his night.
Wally, Delonte, and Boobie.
That's like a law firm.
Yeah, it is, come to think of it. Well, we need a good law firm tonight.
Yes, we're going to win. Go Cavs, everyone.
Boobie and LeBron will be coming along later this week.
You know what? They're keeping LeBron out of the paint, so he's doing what he should do, dishing
Have the
off.
other people rise up around
Exactly
him.
right. That's a sign of a
Just
leader,
what they're
a great
doing.
leader.
Thank you, Coach Johnson. We'll see you tonight at 11, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Join News Channel 5 for our next broadcast at 11. Until then, visit newsnet5.com for breaking news and Power of 5 weather. Plus, see if your home is ready for the switch to digital TV in February 2009. News Channel 5, on your side.